never done a live stream on my YouTube before, so I don't know how to like
Are you
add.
trying to do it from your computer?
That's what I was trying to do.
See, I don't know how it works on the computer. I haven't had a laptop in some time. But for my phone, it has like add a description, select the type of audience you want, like whether it's made for kids, you put your location, and then there's like this share and go live together, and you click the button and it moves over.
Right. I have no idea, but I don't see anybody in here yet. There's one person.
I sent a couple invites.
It was just crazy today.
Yeah. It's been a hectic week for sure.
Okay, so there's Tara.
So normally we would do a live, for the shindig, but that got cut short, and we had technical difficulties with that because apparently we're not allowed to have, but only say me and you on the live. We can't invite anyone else, and do some research on that tonight and see why. But maybe it's because it's on my phone. I don't know. I'm working on new labels for fall releases right now. Are you live on it? We were trying to go live on Instagram, but for some reason I couldn't add Kyle in and he couldn't add me in. So I don't know if it's a social media issue right now or what. Or
I have no idea.
And what's up, James?
Going on, brother?
So many issues when we went live when I was at work. Yeah, see, I don't know if I could do StreamYard from my phone. But I'll look into it for sure. But my phone gets really, really hot when I go live for some reason. Oh, by the way, without like giving it away, Kyle, I made some of that coffee. And I can't believe how smooth it is. Like,
good.
Some dark roasted coffees can be like really, really bitter.
Yeah, there's Lee.
Would you agree?
Say that one more time, man.
Some StreamYard on the phone, but if your phone gets hot, probably my phone gets hot. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But dark roasted coffees are sometimes, like, depending on the brand, it's really, really bitter.
Yeah, it can be. It looks like you were holding the tube of raw cookie dough. There is nothing wrong with cookie dough.
So my wife got this for me because there's a little bit of a backstory with this cup. When I started growing out my beard, I somehow got on like to the whole Viking heritage and like the movies and the shows and everything like that. So I am still to this day obsessed with Vikings and how they lived their lives, their lifestyles, and I even did research on like what they did for their beards, and like they use natural resources for beard oil, which is crazy. And she bought me this cup because I'm still to this day obsessed with Vikings. If you've ever watched the show on Netflix, I think it's I'm drawing a blank on what it was called. I'll have to like post a picture on my stories, but they came out with a movie for it too. But she bought this cup for me for my birthday, and it says "See you in Valhalla." And then the other side, it's a sick cup.
It's a dope mug, bro.
She got it on Amazon.
So remember how I told you yesterday that I was waiting for a package to be delivered to me?
Yeah.
So the post office, right? I track every package because I'm a stalker for USPS and for your guys and Amazon. Um, and so all of a sudden it said that my package was being held at the post office by my request, and I was like, that didn't happen. So I drove down to the post office today and I was like, hey man, I was like, where's my package? And he's like, yesterday was Labor Day, so we didn't deliver any mail. I was like, I get that. I'm like, but then why didn't it just say like it was
Why would
being
you
put
do
out
that?
in the mail today rather than at my request, which didn't happen. And he's like, well, that's just kind of the what do you call it? Like the thing that we do on either holidays or Sundays. And if that's when it says it's going to be delivered, we just put that on there. I'm like, well, you shouldn't because that makes me, think that somehow I requested for that to happen.
Yes, that's what it is, Tara. The Last Kingdom. That show is amazing. I love it. Uhtred of Bebenberg. I'm telling you, Kyle, you got to watch that show.
Okay.
I think there's can't remember how many seasons, but they made a movie about the whole thing, and that was kind of like the ending. There's my little guy photobombing. But yeah, what's the saying he used to always say in the intro of that show? Destiny is all. That's what he always say in the intro. But it's funny because he grew growing up like on the like more religious side, with God. But the Vikings invaded like his colony, and the Danes, which they called the Vikings at the time, basically decided to keep him and I believe it was his sister alive. Or maybe it was a friend of his. I can't remember exactly. But they kept them alive, so they grew up as like Vikings. Yeah, the Danes. And it is so good. I might like watch the whole thing over again because it's so good. But yeah, and this kind of makes up for the live on Sunday because I felt so bad. Like we were having so many issues and like we're just getting, breaking ground with it. And it was just, I mean, granted, we still made it work. You did the Instagram live afterwards and it was just, but this Sunday is going to be better because not only am I off and we're just, going to have a more detailed and, prepared.
Sure.
So, what do you got in beer today, Kyle? Or you have
Nothing
yet?
yet. I haven't gotten ready for work. I'm getting ready here in like the next half an hour. I usually get ready around 3 my time. And I'm usually out the door by like 3:40ish.
Okay. So what's your shift look like?
I am 4 to 12:30 at night.
That's not too bad.
It's not horrible. I don't
That,
like it, but it's not horrible.
that's second shift, right? For you?
Kind of. I mean, it's kind of their second into like a grave shift almost. We don't have people that work from like midnight to like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, okay. See, I used to work third shift actually more than once.
Yeah,
I would
I
say
actually
that
don't mind working a third shift.
it's taxing though, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I remember I worked at a grocery store stocking shelves and doing labels. I used to work 9 at night to 5:30 in the morning. And then I worked at a casino for a little bit and I hated it. That shift was even worse. I would go in at 11 and I wouldn't
Yeah.
get out 7:30.
Yep, I did the whole casino thing. I worked at two of them for a total of 7 years. Yeah,
Was that in upstate New York or where you are
yeah,
now?
yeah. It was in upstate. Two of them.
What casino was it?
I worked at Turning Stone. If you ever heard of Turning Stone, and then I worked at Vernon Downs.
Oh, okay. So you hit the two that. See, I worked at Tioga Downs.
Okay, we were basically sister companies.
Yep.
Okay, then yeah, you. That's exactly it.
Yep.
They
So
they actually tried to get a couple of us to come down and help you guys for like a couple of weeks. I was like, I'm not traveling. Like
you
that's
were
down
living
towards
in
Pennsylvania.
you said the Elmira area, right?
No, so I was like an hour east of Syracuse, and then I moved to Rochester,
Mm,
which is like 20 minutes outside of Buffalo.
mm.
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, Utica was I don't know why, but yeah. So we have some breaking news. I reached out to Kyle actually when I was still in the store at Walmart because I came across an item that I will not disclose because that product will um, be reviewed along with something that Kyle has. But I reached out to him and I go, what do you think about doing a review live stream?
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't think anyone's done to my knowledge. Like they do live videos and shows, and they host with companies and stuff like that. But I don't think a review's been done live, to my knowledge. I could be wrong,
Don't know.
but I was trying to make it come across to it not like duplicating what you and Brewer had going on, like because I know you have something similar to what I was trying to like you know being able to review that type of stuff, but it like being more of like a broad
Mhm.
general area instead of like specifically being that because I know you had something going on with that. So
Well, we don't yet. I mean, he hasn't reached out to me to be like, "Hey, would this day work? Can we, put this down on like concrete?" And so we haven't done anything yet.
yeah. And I don't like obviously we don't want to run into other people's times and
For sure.
crosshairs with anybody like that. And I want to stay as true and original and but also being able to be ourselves with obviously the shindig is me and you talk about random things, beard
Hmm.
related, not beard related, stuff like that.
Hmm.
So I reached out to you today and I'm like, what do you think about doing live reviews on whether it's beard products, coffees, just random things. It doesn't even have to be that type. Like it just be random, like bicycles, for example. I don't know, just something
I'll
random.
throw one more in the mix. Since you're a five finger death punch, why don't we do like music reviews?
That was actually on my mind as well. And I'm like, you know what? We could do music reviews because I only ever did one on my channel and it was on Metallica.
Yeah, I actually did a five finger death punch video on my channel a long time ago. It didn't do so well because I think people were really thrown off by the fact that I was doing like a different type of review. And I also didn't have a whole lot of viewers at that point. And so I don't really think that anyone that I have today has really like dove back into any of my videos back then to really check that out. Um, but I think maybe I'd like to try it again because I'd like to see, excuse me, the viewers that I have now, pardon me, um, that would like to actually hear that again.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry, Tara.
Yeah, dual live review. That's kind of what I was kind of going for. It doesn't even have to be the same exact product. It could be like same company, different products, or just
Sure.
something that we really enjoyed, and we kind of want to go live and review it, and then just bring to maybe someone
Definitely.
try this, or whatever the case may be.
Yep.
So yeah, the re-reviewing things, like we could do, like I'm actually planning on doing a video where I've already reviewed that company and like specific scent of that I chose to review, but I want
Sure.
to redo it because of what it's doing now, a different scent profile, and just like you know I don't want to give too much away.
Sorry, Tara. At least I apologized.
Yeah, Scuba wouldn't have done that for you. um but yeah, I was just like re-reviewing products. The whole music thing would be awesome because I think music, like, can you imagine a world without music?
No.
Like driving down the road and just complete silence, or like cleaning your house, complete silence. I couldn't do it. Nope. Like sometimes I even I don't know if you know, but Dancy Bearded has a new a podcast he's doing now with him and his wife, and his first episode was why he stopped teaching.
I think I heard of it. I
Yeah.
gotta be honest though, like as much as Dan is like our Yoda, like I don't really watch a whole lot of his live streams anymore, or his videos for that matter, unless I'm like really interested in what he's talking about and the company he's reviewing. Like
Right.
it's just it doesn't feel like one of our live streams. It doesn't feel like one of Dagon's live streams, where a lot of either the content creators all kind of just get to hang out. Like, for instance, on Jay Cruz's live streams, he actually like reads a whole lot of the comments, a lot of us that go into his live streams and actually get to talk to one another. We're used to each other, so we all have that like familiarity and like camaraderie. Whereas like a DNC live, like it's so many new people every time, and it's just a ton more people than like a lot of us are used to. And so I
Mhm.
think we kind of get lost in the shuffle a little bit. And so therefore I just was like, it doesn't have that like, you know, I want to say like family feeling because we're all like so familiar with each other. I don't enjoy that. I don't know. It's not something I really enjoy.
Right, right. And I get that. Like when I first started my beer journey, I was in every single live stream every
Yep.
Monday, every Wednesday. But it's not like a disrespectful thing that you're not there like you were.
Yeah.
It's just with growth and trying to do your own thing and trying to like spread like your take, and people need variety, like I said.
Yeah.
Like people need like different points and perspectives, and not everyone's going to connect with that, but just even just popping in, showing your support, which I still do time to time.
Right.
It's just the way it is. Like it's just evolving. That's really what it is. Like
Yep.
connecting. Like other people will still come in and out, like the veterans or the day ones, but then you'll have new people constantly. So it's like I used to have a couple subscribers. I mean, they're still subscribers, but they don't comment like they used to because they probably found something that is more intriguing. And you're going to find that, like, I used to watch plenty of people. Like, I used to watch the Bell Life on YouTube. I used to watch the Hodge twins, but because of the sensitivity and how people are these days, they can't do that content. So, us, adult community, like we don't watch them anymore because they offer subscriptions. And if I was to subscribe just to watch the same content that I used to, I'd be broke because they're on different platforms.
Right. I think I wear headphones to listen to music more than half of my day, sometimes even when I'm sleeping. I can't do that unless I have like the earbuds in, not like the actual headphones, like the wire,
Yeah.
because I'm so afraid of choking myself if I'm at, going to sleep, whatever. I actually woke up one night because I used to do that years ago and it was wrapped around my neck. I was like, that's probably not a good idea. Um, but yeah, I hear you on that one, Tara.
I
Um,
love listening to music when I lift weights. Like I'm gonna start. I haven't been doing it for a while
yep.
but I plan on doing it on my days off. But I love blaring music in my ears when I'm lift. It's just the motivation factor, and
Yeah, definitely. I used to do it whenever I was hitting the heavy bag. I would put on a CD back in the day when people actually listened to actual CDs. Remember that? Remember old time CDs
the
and
remote.
not like digital music? How all these young whippersnappers have digital music these days?
Yeah,
Damn whippersnappers.
and
Go
I
to the
tell
sleep with
you,
his white noise.
it's funny you say the whippersnappers and everything like that. Um, because my son was like, "Hey, they got like these guess the rapper things on YouTube and whatnot." And he goes, "Let's see if you know this, Dad." And every single rapper that was on there is like new stuff, like the trap. And I'm like, "Okay, that's garbage. I don't know who you are. That's garbage." It's like
Yeah,
I
I
don't
I have
listen.
no idea about new generational music. I'll say not like new music from bands that are still putting out music from years back.
Yeah.
Um, I have no idea. But real quick, Lee, in the comments, you still there? Hit me up. Lee and I have been talking over the last like 24 hours. I want to see if he's. I Instagrammed messaged him. Yep, he's here. So he and I were talking last night, and we have agreed to bump up my collaboration sent release to the 17th of this month. And
Okay.
so, yeah. And so we are going to reveal it this weekend. Maybe I'll even reveal it on Sunday on the Shindig. Um, that way people have an idea as to what it is, what it looks like, what it smells like. Um, but that's kind of what I wanted to hype up really quickly is we are dropping the scent profile on the 17th. I'm super stoked about it. I'll probably put it in beard again today. I'm actually running through it pretty quickly because it's like all I wear anymore.
He's alive.
He's alive.
um,
Um, but yeah, so 17th, my collaboration with EDC will be dropping. It will be a limited scent profile drop. So definitely want to get your hands on that. Um, yeah, I'll reveal it probably on the Shindig.
awesome. Yeah, I mean, I always have like I would love to do a collaboration with a company, and obviously I would never like, hey, we should like I've asked True North, but like I understand and I respect, them not wanting to oversaturate their collaboration. So like and I can
Yeah,
understand
of
these
course.
like building a trust factor and respect and everything like that.
Yep.
So I have a very hard time even initiating that type of conversation. Like for Voodoo, it was a it was a shot in the dark for Voodoo Men's Craft to do that, but because of the circumstances, we made it happen. We made like Old Fashioned Grandpa, as a tribute, and it is
Right.
great. I love it. But like to do something like my my one day, like I don't care, like technically I don't care like what company it comes from. Like obviously it's got to be like someone who I've like corresponded with, over some time, but my goal is to like it have its own artwork, it to have its own like it be true to me, you know what I'm
For
saying?
sure. Absolutely.
And I don't want to come across like initiating that conversation. I'd rather have the company initiate that conversation because then it feels a little more authentic and I didn't have to like here you go. Like I want to work
Right.
that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And even doing a scent profile, I'm not like the master of that. Like people have you ever wanted to start your own beer company? Yeah, I've thought about it. But
We
as
all
far as
have.
money and like, I would not have the money and like there's so much stress behind it. I'd
Yeah.
rather give it to someone who's done the research and knows what they're doing with the ingredients and scent profiles. Like
Yeah.
I will buy the product as long as it's at a fair price. And, there are some steep ones out there and respect to them, but, that's
So,
just my take.
so I watched one of Scuba's old like DIY make your own like beard oil, beard butter at home kind of thing. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that looks simple enough. So I went out and I purchased everything off of Amazon and I tried it. And it was definitely not the right ratios whatsoever because I put it in my beard. All of a sudden, like my entire neck just like started burning, and like I was like, okay, I don't know what I did wrong, but I was like, I definitely can't give this to anybody. So I tossed all of it.
Oh man, that's probably what I would have ended up doing. It would have ran all down my neck.
Yeah,
I'm not mommy. Do I look like mommy?
I
I'm not
think you
mom.
do. I think you do.
Yeah, I'm a nice bearded lady.
Hey man, you can make money on sideshows.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the seriousness. You wanted tractors, now you want trains.
Yellow. Yellow.
Yellow,
What's yellow?
whatever he sees on TV.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, like, if it ever comes to the conversation, obviously. But I gotta like, I feel like there's so much more with content creating. No, Tara, but that is on my list to
Yep.
be in a beard competition one day.
Someday.
Because of funding and time, like I wouldn't have to like go to like California or Texas or anything like that.
Yeah,
It would
no.
have to be like something in like a 2 to 3 hour drive range or local.
Right.
And I found out there was actually the town of Maine near me was celebrating a milestone of how long they've been around and stuff like that. And they ended up having a beard show, and I was so mad because it was something that I would be interested in, but there
Right.
was no advertisement for it, so I would have never known. But it is what it is. The guy who won ended up shaving, and it's like, yeah. I have no words for it. It's like, you grow this awesome beard just to like, that's it.
Working on hosting one in Maine. Well, then
Don't tell me
should-
that.
I was
Don't
like, you
tell
should
me
then.
that.
No, then you should may or maybe not, also get some plane tickets for some of your favorite ones to do so.
If you
I'm
tell me
kidding.
you
I'm
are looking for an excuse to go north, oh, I wish you wouldn't have told me that because I will take the time off of work, get my family on the road, and I'm going to be there.
I was asking because I hear they have a women's division, and I'm wondering what they look like.
Okay. Now, I've watched beard competitions on YouTube, and they like make stuff out of paper and like color them and like do that type of thing. But if you're actually talking about bearded, like legit bearded, that'll be the first I've ever seen a competition with actual bearded ladies.
I got no word for that. I don't know what to say about that. I don't want to say like the wrong thing.
Okay, if it won't be
I've
for
actually
a while,
I've actually been to Maine before. I have been to a touristic like area called Boothbay Harbor. I absolutely loved it. It was beautiful. I would definitely go back, but not in the wintertime.
if I visited a lot of places on the northeast east coast.
Yep.
The farthest I've been is North Carolina. Lived there twice.
Yeah.
I visited Connecticut. I wasn't a fan of that,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
no.
Um,
I didn't care for Connecticut either.
yeah, they pin it around their faces. That's what I watched. The only thing good about Connecticut is the low taxing. Like it's 6% instead of 8% in New York. But that's about it. I visited Baltimore. I didn't like that because it's so busy. Like the streets are insane. 3-way traffic everywhere you go.
Yeah. I
I would
mean,
make sure.
that's kind of right near like Maryland and like DC almost.
Yeah.
And so therefore, of course, it's going to get super busy around any of that area.
I was in Baltimore. Literally, my hotel was diagonal from the Orioles stadium.
Yep.
I've been to Rhode Island. Rhode Island's not bad. Like it's a nice little area, but it's literally legit seafood. That's it. Everywhere is seafood.
That and it's a tiny little place. So like literally, you can drive from like one end to the other in like 20 minutes.
Yeah. I've been to, let's see, I was in Mystic, Connecticut. I went to the aquarium. I've been to Rhode Island, Maryland. I've been to Delaware.
Why?
I went rafting in Delaware.
Okay.
That was actually pretty fun, but it is pretty brick out there in Delaware.
I'm sure. I used to live in Florida 3 times. It wasn't my place.
I've been to Auburn. It's not bad. I've been to Cortland, obviously. Well, those are like more local areas.
I got a funny story about Cortland. Actually, further than Cortland, to be honest with you. I was actually coming back from Syracuse, and I missed my turn to, head back onto the thruway, and I kept driving. I drove for like 2.5 hours, and I wound up down in Whitney Point, either New York or like right on the border of Pennsylvania. Dude, I had like $15 in my, pocket for gas. And so I didn't know where I was. And I pulled into the first gas station I saw. These dudes treated me like I was some like yuppie hippie that was like, from New York City. I was like, look, man, I was like, I'm lost. I don't know where I am. Like, just point me in the right direction back to the throughway. He's like, you got about 2.5 hours that way. I was like, wonderful. So I did like 95 miles an hour back all the way up to the throughway. I saw cops everywhere, and I was like, I don't care at this point. Like, I was sunburned, I was miserable. Oh, it was so bad.
But the two places that are on my list to visit, at least in a decent amount of time to be able to get there, because I don't ever want to be in an airplane because I don't think that I would be accustomed to, because of certain situations I went.
It made me think of those old paste picante salsa commercials. Oy vey.
The two
Yeah,
places.
I'm not a good flyer either. Believe me, I'm not a fan.
would rather drive or take a boat, you know. Well, I don't know, even a boat. I think could happen on that too. But two places on my list are obviously Maine for reasons that are self-explanatory, and I want to go to New Hampshire.
It's beautiful there.
In New Hampshire?
Yeah, I had family that lived there.
And I've heard some pretty good things about New Hampshire. Like they've actually tried to. Well, I think I told you about that. There was a thing on the radio where they're trying to convert people from upstate New York to go there, and they put
Thanks,
this.
Lee.
What?
Lee's got to go, so he's got to run. So see him on Sunday.
All right, see you Sunday. They're trying to convert people to come there, they're from upstate New York, and you don't have to switch any of your license or anything information. You can keep that.
Yep.
So it's like, come over here. There's, we got perks that you don't have to, change too much, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I think Maine's farther than New Hampshire, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more north. New Hampshire's kind of over near like Rhode Island, Massachusetts.
Yeah. Which I've never been to Massachusetts, but if I was going to go to Massachusetts, I want to go to Fenway Park.
Yeah, been there many, many, many times. It was literally like the gates of heaven opening.
And I've been a Sox fan for almost 20 years now.
Yeah.
And
You
unfortunately,
and me both.
my favorite player was a trader and went to the Yankees, but we're not going to talk about that.
Which one?
Euclid.
I almost bought his jersey a few days ago, but someone else, snagged it, and it was the only one that they had. Or Gates of Hell. No, it's not the Gates of Hell. Just because you're a Dodgers fan. Okay, right there. You see that? Freddie Freeman should have remained a Brave, not a Dodger.
The Gates of Hell will always be the Yankee Stadium.
I've been there too. I won't ever admit to that, though.
I will only go there if the Red Sox were playing there.
I did, and I wore my Red Sox hat.
Did you get booed out of the stadium?
People were not happy with me, no.
Well, it is what it is.
Yep.
I would literally wear a Yankee hater hat.
Tara, you're getting on my bad side today. Yes, you guys took Mookie Betts from us.
People have taken a lot of, because I'm pretty sure, wasn't it Babe Ruth got traded for like theater tickets?
No, actually. So when he first signed, he was a minor, actually. They actually had to have a guardianship signed for him. And so his contract was kind of odd. And so when he did get traded, they took a lot of his money and they just kind of like shipped him over. Like it really was kind of a weird situation. His guardianship
for like theater tickets. It was the owner that did something for theater tickets.
I'm not sure about theater tickets, but I know that he had a guardianship because he was actually still a minor when he got traded and or signed. Yeah. Oh, shit. Well, I got to actually head out, man. It's almost time for me to get ready.
All right.
I will be chatting with you soon and look forward to Sunday with you, brother.
Yeah. Oh, and real quick before we go, the live video we're going to do for reviews, me and Kyle agreed on the name. It's going to be called Rise and Shine. It's going to be, make sure I get the times right here. It's going to be
10 o'clock for me and 12 for you.
And 12, yeah. So, and that's going to be on Mondays. It's going to be in the mornings because it only makes sense that, Rise and Shine, it's got to be somewhat in the morning. But it's going to be
12
10
o'clock for you.
p.m. Pacific Standard, Pacific time. And then Eastern, it's going to be 12.
Yeah.
So look for that after the shindig on Sunday. We'll have that on Monday. We already got the company that I believe, I'll touch base with you later on about it, but of what we're going to do for Monday. I'm going to start doing the subjects on we're going to hit for the shindig on Thursday. I'll start writing that so that way we're prepared.
Sure.
So thanks for everyone joining us. That's our news, and obviously we got to hang out a little bit more because the shindig, had its moments as well as the Instagram, from what I understand. So thanks everybody. Thanks Kyle for joining me, and we'll talk.
Worries. All right, we'll catch you guys later. Have a good one, everyone.